Welcome to Finance Unlocked for Nonprofits. In this part, we're talking about income statements. Erin, what's an income statement?
So an income statement is one of the basic financial statements that all board members should be getting. To make this one confusing, it has multiple names.
Ooh.
It's called the income statement, it's called the statement of activities, it can be called the profit and loss, it can also be called the P&L. So same exact report, same piece of paper.
That's confusing.
I agree. While the balance sheet's a snapshot, the income statement is about a period of time. So activity over a month, a part of a year, or a full year.
So it's like the rings of a tree rather than just a picture.
Right. The balance sheet has some specific rules, and the income statement has a lot of flexibility with how it can be organized, which is great so that we can really use it the way that's best for our organization. So if you have an income statement, there's an example in the kit. The only real rules are what's coming into your organization, so support, which is contributory in nature, revenue, things that are earned, so things that coming in are at the top, things that are going out, expenses, those are at the bottom. Really, those are the only real rules for how things are organized on the income statement.
So at the top is what everyone gave us for support. The next one is what we earned, and then the last part is what we spent.
Right. So, and again, this example in the kit is a really good example of what most board members should be seeing every month. One of the columns is all about budget. So every organization, every year, should be reviewing and approving a budget. And this is really just the plan. So this involves being both fiscally responsible, but also setting your mission priorities for the year.
This is kind of the idea of this is what we say we're going to do.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then another column, which is almost always called actual, is what is really happened. So far this year, for this month, what has happened in actuality.
So we have the plan, and then we have reality.
Right. And then the third column, hopefully, is called variance. So this is really the difference. So what we planned, here's what actually happened, and here's the difference.
Okay. So I get handed this document. What should I be looking for?
So something I think is really important and really, frankly, easy for board members to do is to compare the story of what they're hearing about their organization to what they're seeing in the income statement. So as a board member, the executive director is giving you a report each month. Development is talking about this great campaign or this event that did so well. So it's taking that information, and when that's not jiving up with what you're seeing in the financials, asking questions.
If I look at it and it says that we planned for it to make 100,000 and it made 2,000, that's bad.
It's something you should understand. So I think understanding what happened and why it's different from the conversations that have been having in the boardroom.
Especially if they told us it was going to be really cool.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah. So another thing to pay attention to is this variance column. So when things aren't going according to plan, either we're doing really much better or much worse, again, asking questions. So figuring out what variance is meaningful to us as an organization. It could be 5,000, it could be 50,000. Understanding why we're off from plan and figuring out if there's some board work or some action to be taken on that.
What if one thing is really off in the plan low and the other one's really off in the plan high?
Well, in theory, that's good because they sort of offset each other.
Okay.
But I think it's still really important to understand each one individually, why that's happening, and to see if we need to do something different to be where we need to be at the end of the year.
Okay.
So another thing to think about is if we're really dependent on one source of funding. So I think if 75% of everything we get is from one person or one foundation, it's really important for board members to understand that, because if that stops coming in, that really makes a big difference to us.
Yeah.
And that we can then plan for a potentially unexpected drop in revenue.
So we need to have some other things in case that goes away.
Right, right.
Okay. So bottom line here is I get handed this document, right? I'm looking at it and I can see that up at the top it has all of the things that we got from other people, and then the things that we earned, and then down below are all the things we spent, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else do I need to know?
So I think it's important that the board is getting the right reports, so the right income statement, an income statement that's at the right level of detail for your organization. It can't be too crazy long, pages, a scroll, all this nitty-gritty detail. Otherwise, board members can't focus, and people are paying attention to these little things. So bringing it up to the right level for the board to make good decisions on and ask good questions. If I got to choose, it would fit on one page. I also don't think that board members should be doing math. I think this variance calculation should already be done for them. If there are ratios or things that need calculated, that should already be on this piece of paper.
So, because math is hard.
Math is hard, and board members are not going to do it.
True.
So if we want people to be asking questions about something, it needs to already be done for us. And I think thinking about if you want to include words or variance explanations kind of as a cover sheet or accompanying this for the folks that aren't so inclined to understand the numbers, that helps those people kind of follow along with what's going on.
Okay, so for an income statement then, rather than doing about a 4-hour movie that's epic, we're talking about taking it and we're condensing it down into a fast training montage or a trailer.
Right.
Okay.
So that you can really pick out of it what you need and ask good questions.
Perfect.